What is happening, Earth signs? It's just your girl Venus Archangel here with another love reading for y'all. Thank you all so very much for tuning in, guys. For my newbies, you know, my usual spiel is family, my norms. So let's go ahead and just quickly go through that. If you're unsure of your placement, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Mars. Okay, we got an extra message here that we're going to look at in a second. Unsure of your Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Mars, wanting to know how to book a reading with me, wanting to know what tarot cards I'm using, the Fountain Tarot and the Whispers of Love Oracle deck that I'm using today, or you guys want to follow me on my social media, all that information is in the description box below. And remember, family, that all these readings may not resonate with you, and that's okay, alright? So, Six of Wands, right? So we are moving towards success. We are recognizing the effort that we're putting in. Oh gosh, and this is going to be hard to really look at. There we go. I really wish that this camera was able to pick up all of this, but there we go. Boo. I love this card. But anyway, the Six of Wands is talking about recognizing your success, recognizing the efforts that you're putting into your, either your relationship, your work. It's just a really good card because it does talk about pride. It's about having pride in your work. There's nothing wrong with having pride as long as it doesn't affect you in your performance and in obtaining more knowledge going forward, right? It's about progress being made, the Six of Wands as well, right? Recognizing that, what you've been doing has put you in a position of success, right? You're seeing the results of it, and it's pleasurable, it's desirable. All right, so let's see what else we can get with this reading here, and maybe even to understand why you guys have the Six of Wands coming up here. But let's see. The Knight of Pentacles. Okay. Three of Swords. And the Six of Coins. Okay. So already with two sixes, Six of Wands, Six of Coins, but then you have the Three of Swords as your challenge, all right, to overcome past pains, past issues. But you're starting off as the Knight of Pentacles. So obviously we're going into this really cautious because we got some things that we are, having to not let go of, but to truly 100% heal from. Okay, the Chariot is underneath the deck here as our underlying energy, and that was an additional card for the fire signs because I accidentally pulled two. So already, like I said, going into this real cautious for earth signs, going into this really cautiously, very slow, very meticulous, looking at the details, being very careful. And of course, right, the reason being is totally understandable with the Three of Swords coming up. There's old issues, there's old pains that are coming up. And you don't really want to make the same mistakes as you had done before, right? You're being a perfectionist right now. Some of you guys are being perfectionists. Some of you guys are just being super cautious because you do not want to experience what you have gone through. But the thing is like, learning from this pain, learning from this situation, or realizing why this pain is coming back up again will help you to establish a balance that works for you. But it starts by looking at what is hurting first, what's causing you to, to revert back to some old triggers or to some old behaviors, right? What's making you feel a certain way, a way that you don't want to feel, right? Because the Three swords are truths. Swords are truths, right? And threes is really recognizing what's keeping your heart from expansion, right? Because your heart is able and capable of expanding, but in order to know in order to expand, you have to relieve the blockages. So right now, there's some blockages that are going on that require you to take a look at and honestly start, to heal, right? And it's going to start by having to look at what those truths were, what those things that were said, what experiences that you had experienced. So, and take a closer look at. Forgive, move, make space, take the swords out, right? Whatever is still hurting, it's because it hasn't really been resolved. It hasn't really been treated. And it's okay because, sometimes it's just very painful in the moment to go in and start healing away at stuff. But of course, once you get in the habit of, in the practice of it, it won't be so difficult anymore. It's just, it'll just be a flow of things. But growing up, we always have these old things that come up. We always have triggers or things that make us uncomfortable. And whatever this Three of Swords is for you, it's requiring you to really focus your attention, not on the practical, not on a decision or an offer that was given to you, but on the heart. So that way you can proceed forward and, like I said, establish a stable relationship, stable outcome, or stable, or a balanced dynamic between you and your coworkers at work, whatever this Six of Coins may be. Because Six of Coins is all about balance. Looking at what you get out of a situation, right? Being aware of, what's being taken of you and what's being given. All that stuff contributes. So if you look at your heart, if you look at what's going on in here, you'll understand why you may be feeling like the dynamic in the relationship is off, right? Maybe it's because you felt like nobody gave you enough, or maybe you feel like, you want to give because, right, you want, you truly do, right? Maybe you don't know why this person's not giving you something in return, or why there isn't a dynamic that's fair in the relationship. And it starts by looking at how you treat yourself, how you feel, what you've experienced, and what boundaries you set around a situation that's very similar to this. Because old issues, that means that something's come up where it's triggering that, or is there something that's happening right now that's similar to the past? Okay? So it will really help to kind of figure out what's going on, because how you treat yourself is how other people would treat you. And I know you can maybe treat yourself with high esteem and high standards and stuff, and that's perfectly fine. But we still may have boundaries that don't really do the justice, right? Don't do the work. We don't have strong enough boundaries. We don't have boundaries that hit those notes where, of course, it protects us from pain. So let's go ahead and see what the Whispers of Love has to say. That's too many doggone cards. Okay. But you guys got some stuff coming out, though. Energy is definitely real. Okay. All right. Miracles and blessings. Everything has its gifts. And I'm not going to lie to you, right? That when you see this card, you're like, okay, especially when you're in a very skeptical place, miracles and blessings kind of seem like a pipe dream sometimes. But in order for things to happen in the way that is desired, you have to, one, first believe that it can happen, and two, alleviate all things that keep you from believing in yourself, from making miracles and blessings happen. And also recognizing that every situation that you're in, every thing that you experience in this lifetime is meant to get you closer and closer to your higher self, to help you out in the long run for something that may be coming in soon, right? Miracles and blessings, everything happens for a reason. Everything has its gifts. Everything has something that you can take with it. So with the Three of Swords, there's something that you can learn, that you can, not necessarily learn, but something that you can take from this experience to help you out in dynamics that may seem unfair or unbalanced. Because learning this, understanding this, knowing what's triggering you, knowing what you need, knowing what you are feeling, and why you're feeling it will help you to establish boundaries that will both make sense and help you in the long run with relationships, in interpersonal connections, and even professional connections. Knowing where all that stuff is coming from, because you have the will, you have the power there with you. The Chariot talks about controlling oneself. The balance between your head and heart, balancing yourself in a way that can promote willpower, right? This is all willpower, the Chariot. But it starts by understanding yourself and creating a certain equilibrium between, your heart and your mind, and making them one so that way it can move as one, right? Because the two horses are what's pushing or pulling the Chariot in the speed that it is going. So in order for it to go that speed, you have to have a balance of your mind, which is understanding the truth as to why you're feeling this way, and giving compassion and love to the pain that you've been experiencing, which is the heart. Those combined will help you build that momentum, will help you to feel more in control and not feel like everything's out of your hands, and make you feel like you have to go slow and take your time with things. You'll know where you're at every moment, but it starts with you. It starts always with you. And it starts always with what you're feeling. Paying attention, that is so important, guys. But I'm gonna go ahead and let you guys go. Thank you all so very much for tuning in, guys. I really appreciate you guys checking out these readings and leaving likes, comments, and subscribes on the way out. And as always, family, take care. Bye, guys.